Hello, I'm Keith Butters. A million years ago, I founded the Barbarian Group with some other weirdos, and since then I've been in the ad agency world and marketing world for quite a long time, I suppose, 20-some years. This is Ted Florea, who I met when he was Chief Strategy Officer at Forsman and Bodenfors, and I was his compatriot CTO, and we've been kind of collaborating off and on and having sushi lunches that turns into things like this for the years since. So
Great.
I'm going to turn it to Ted.
Great, thanks. So we were really jazzed to kind of try our hand at making a print ad making machine, PAM we're calling it. And as you know, in the 50s, there was a lot of experimentation with AI. No, we're just totally making that up. This is just fake AI art. But we didn't think it would be as fun as it was, but we also didn't think it was going to be kind of easy. So we want to show you guys how to make your own ad-making robot for what it's worth.
Because it's surprisingly easy.
It's
a little bit scary. How
a little
surprisingly
scary easy.
easy?
Okay, so we wanted to kind of build the most budget, all-purpose print ad-making robot possible. Also, we just weren't really allowed into the latest. We didn't get off the waiting list.
I'm not cool enough for GPT-4 yet, so we had to use 3.5.
So this is actually a generation behind. We used ChatGPT 3.5, and we asked it to read the brief. And we basically just took the text from the brief, 4-volt energy water. It's got caffeine and electrolytes and nothing else. What I've recently come to understand is that a brief is a prompt. That's really what it's been this entire time. And I've been a prompt engineer for 20 years. So we just said, hey, please read the following brief, then play the part of a talented advertising copywriter and create a print ad with the following. We didn't define the brief. We didn't break it out. We didn't prepackage it. We just said, go ahead and get us the following ingredients.
Yeah, and zero prompt engineering either, like people who add extra keywords and stuff to try to make it work. We did none of that, kind of on purpose, just to see, again, what the state of the state is right now.
So we asked it to output text elements and imagine a prompt and an image prompt in a machine-readable format. And the exact prompts were, give us a headline that's 8 words or less. It doesn't include the brand name. Give us some body copy that says what the product is and what the benefit is in under 16 words. Give us a call to action. Give us a tagline. And then a 12-word or less visual description of a key image to go with the headline, and then symbolizing the spirit of the brand. The thing I'll say about this real quick is, as Ancient LLC is a brand strategy consultancy that I run, and I've loved using AI for things like brand laddering and brand archetypes, competitive reviews. We could have told it, like, don't use any taglines that Gatorade has ever used or other prompts, but we wanted to make it super general purpose because it's a general language model and it knows what a headline, body copy, and a call to action is, and it'll actually pull it. Then we used our visual description. And again, because something like Midjourney, which is, I think, more advanced in terms of visuals, wasn't available to pull into the API, we used Stable Diffusion.
And it's old Stable Diffusion, too.
And an old one, because we're just old
Not
guys
cool enough for their cutting-edge API either.
And then we also gave it a couple little things, like make it photorealistic. Don't put the can in there. For those of you using product integrations into AI, it does terrible
We
product.
didn't want 47 fingers holding a can of nothing. Yeah.
And that's it. And it popped out a key visual. So let's show you what that kind of looks like.
Let's see.
Oh, and then, of course, so those were the blocks for the Lego, just the building blocks, all the different copy elements and the art asset. And then Keith.
I can talk this a little bit. Yeah, in an attempt to follow the rules, I know Noah was talking about how we broke all the rules, but for the first ad, we really wanted to hold as tight to the rules as possible, which meant everything needed to be AI generated. So I didn't want to go into Photoshop or whatever and make a layout and plug all this stuff in. I asked ChatGPT to do it for me. So basically, me, a bottle of wine, and a laptop, and ChatGPT 4, I started with, hey, make me a view template with a full bleed background image. And then I started saying, like, oh, and then add some text and put it in this font and tilt it at this angle because I think Gatorade and these kind of energy crap drinks do that, like, extreme thing. Where do CPG companies usually put the package shot? Lower right-hand corner. Okay, add that to the template. Put it in the lower right corner. So I spent, bottle of wine in a couple hours, and out came a template that seemed to work. And it allowed us to take all the copy, the image that came out, and all these things into this sort of formatted layout, and then of course it had to go reach out and get the supplied logo, product shot, and fonts and stuff, and then it kind of voila generated these ugly ads that my agency would never ship, but are somewhat plausible as an actual advertisement. So yeah, that's kind of the whole system. It worked pretty well. The beauty of this, though, was when I was coding it, I didn't want to have to click buttons all the time, so I wrote a little thing in something called Playwright, which is usually used for testing websites, but I use it to automate clicking all the buttons and stuff in the little app I made that does this. So basically, I write that one line of code right there that says npx playwright test, repeat each 50, and that's just going to make 50 ads based on that. So there it is. That's it doing it at 4 workers. So that all happens in about 2.5 or 3 minutes. It makes 50 ads. One of them failed probably because Stable Diffusion was taking too long to send an image back, or something stupid happened. Doesn't really matter because we had 49 other ones that seemed totally reasonable. And so this is kind of how it worked. So I built this little website, and originally I was clicking those buttons to kind of see if anything was working, and then the robot just started doing it itself. So it would start up, and in purple, which you can't read at all, sorry about the crappy slide design, that's the whole brief, basically, starting up, and it spits the brief and sends it. This is the sort of computer-readable version of like how it gets the headline and body copy and all that kind of stuff. Then it clicks the it clicks the Stable Diffusion image, and it gets an image. That's the layout that ChatGPT told me how to make in in time, and then and it just runs a million times and makes a million ads. I have way too many of these on my hard drive now. I need to do some deleting, or I'm going to run out of space. And this is a video. I might have to click play again for this app. And this is a video, like Playwright actually will record a video for you of it doing the very thing. And so this is like kind of real time if it happens. Should I click it again?
Click it again.
Maybe not.
It was that fast.
Yeah.
It is. It's done.
That's all right. It's a video of basically what I just showed you, but literally in 12.5 seconds, it generates an ad.
Oh, there we go.
Is it going? Oh, here we go. So there it goes. Better colors. So this is basically real time making
spinning out the elements, and then generates the image.
Now it's making the image
and compiles it.
And then it does that, takes a screenshot, sticks it in a folder, and we've got a JPEG of an ad. And then hundreds and hundreds more. Good fun. So yeah.
So that's PAM 1.0.
Yes.
But we wanted to keep pushing it a little bit, even though it started breaking rules a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to speed up because we're running out of time. So this happened a lot, like bad things.
Burning
birds.
eagles, don't look at the hands, faces, horrible. Energy without substance.
We had a good laugh about energy without substance. But there were also some plausible ones. Any of these, if you're flicking through a magazine really fast, probably plausible. Taste the power, life electrified, you know. And this was the one that you guys just judged, and hopefully you all guessed that it was made by a human instead of my robot, or our robot, but who knows? Try Volt today. But it does get better. One of the things that I did, and this I thought would get me disqualified, but maybe it would not have. I'll talk to lawyer Tim in a little bit about it. But I also went, after it returns me the image prompt, because again, AI generated the image prompt, we didn't prompt engineer anything. I sent that back to ChatGPT and said, give me 3 keywords that I can search Unsplash for to give you a key visual. And that actually proved to be quite a bit better. Not in this case. These, again, are some pretty big fails. Spark a revolution.
Don't do that.
We're not going to do that, probably. That's not going to pass legal either, so you know.
But
like, it also did some good things. And these, I thought, were even more plausible in the real world. So.
But then we thought, hey, you know, there are all these fun tools. There's actually ChatGPT 4, which is a way better writer than ChatGPT 3.5. And there's also Midjourney 5 and now 5.1. And we had seen so many great headlines that had shitty pictures and great pictures with terrible headlines and good prompts that we couldn't quite turn into anything. So we said, let's just hand make one of these things. Let's use ChatGPT 4, Midjourney 5, and let's just kind of hand assemble the best of the rest. And we were able to do some things that start looking pretty compelling. they start looking a little kind of finishy, fully finished. And then we got to this one, and I said, no, I know we're just totally cheating, but put it in the test, and let's see how it does. And now going back one, like you can look at her hands here. Like if we had used Photoshop or something, we may have fixed some of this stuff. We could have done anything, but there's no post-processing on this at all. So what I would like everyone, like Jamie and every other creative here, to know is that the future only gets more exciting on the next slide if you have human beings working on it. It's that iterative process. One final slide. If we had been able to, or had wanted to actually, we weren't lazy, we wanted to train it strategically, have it kind of do the best practices, train it on Gatorade, train it on whatever, we could have done that. If we hadn't just eked out a shitty template, we could have done templates, we could have had a choice of templates, and then imagine taking that as your starting point rather than your end point. And you have a really compelling tool for people with creative vision. So we're really excited to take a stab at this.
Yeah.
Come talk to us over drinks. We'll make you some ads.